welcome back to my channel. Either way, I'm glad you are here. If you are new, I am KB. And finally, I am back with another, well, part 2 of story time to loving me, loving on me. The reason why I decided it was best that I love myself, you know. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the last video that I posted. Well, not the last, but the last story time. And get caught up if you haven't already. Get caught up if you haven't already. Watch the video. But today, weeks later, it took me some time to do this video because I literally have to relive this experience. I have to think back to do a story time. And it's not really fresh, but it's fresh enough that sometimes I just don't feel like talking about it. Like, Mother's Day came up. I'm like, I don't want to. No, it's not about you. It's not. I don't want to relive that all over again. So the weeks to come, I've been in a good headspace, good spirits. So really talking about this really wasn't on the top of my membrane. Like, it really wasn't something I'm like, yeah, let's talk about it. So here I am. I'm like, I'm okay. You know, I felt productive today, and I'm like, I feel like I'm in a good headspace that I can take it back a little bit, think about the craziness that was going on in my life, and talk a little bit more about it, okay? We're gonna talk about it. I will say in my last video, I just wanna put out there that I was very like smiley, I would say. I feel like I tried to put humor on it, but I want you all to know that in the moment it was very much not funny. But now that I'm out of that situation, I can like not laugh about it, but it's just like I'm in a better headspace. So it's like sometimes I think back and be laughing like, girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when things pass, it's like you could laugh about it, but in the moment you couldn't. That's what you all see in the last video of me, just like being able to just like laugh it off and just really appreciate that I grown since then, the growth, and I'm in a better headspace, you know. At the same time, I also am a type of person that laugh through my pain. And not saying I was in pain in the last video, but it was some uncomfortable conversations. There's uncomfortable topics. I did feel a way once upon a time about what I was going through. So, you know, sometimes make it light, more light. I laugh. To make heavy situations light, I laugh. I don't want these videos to be no heavy, sappy. I don't want that. I just want it to be that here, now, and I'm like just embracing that I'm not in the space I was before. So I'm able to smile and laugh. But for sure, when I was going through it, it was not a laughing matter. You know, it was not, I couldn't laugh around that time. I didn't find joy in those moments. You know, like, it was not a funny moment. But now I'm lightening up the mood. Like, that's how I feel now. I can laugh about it. I'm in a better headspace. And yeah, so yeah, I don't want anybody to think that I was telling a story time is a joke, especially if the other women, you know, the other women that go through or went through or going through what I described in my last video. It's not funny. I understand how you felt, how you're feeling. It's not a funny matter, but when you get to the part in the point in your life like I have, that is like, it's behind me now. So yeah, but it's definitely not a funny situation, but I'm past it. And you know, one day you will be too, you know, like the people that are going through it, went through it and not yet ready to laugh about it or smile about it. You're going to get to the point that you're like, okay, that was a moment in my life and I got through it. And here I am to like breathe, and you know, so yeah, I just wanted to get that out the way to let y'all know, like, that was not a time to play with, and I was not happy at all. But now, today, I'm good. I am definitely good, and I just pick and choose when I want to talk about this topic. So the next video may be tomorrow if I feel like talking about it, and if I don't, it may be 2-3 weeks from now, but the story will be told, but baby steps, you know. So we gonna get into it. Okay, so I'm not gonna make this long at all because it's Saturday night and I'm trying to get out the door. I'm trying to get outside the door to get some fresh air. I've been cleaning all day in the house, so I'm just wanted to step out for a little while, so I cannot make this long. But long story short, this part 2 is going to be about the red flags that was in my face and I missed. Y'all know them red flags that y'all thought was green in the moment, but really later on you be like, oh, I had a lot of those. And the first red flag, I didn't miss that because in the moment, anyways, I would say I missed this red flag, but it was something I felt uncomfortable with in the moment. So it's like I knew it was a red flag when it was going on. But when I was dating this guy we were talking about, he kept on saying to me, I'm talking about like within the first week or two, you know, talking all the time. You're just in the midst of just enjoying a new person and asking questions as you just feeling this person out. And from the very beginning, this man was like, we're going to be toxic. Cringe, like cringe. I cringed when he said it. I did cringe. And I'm just like, and I think I said it to him. I'm like, stop saying like toxic. No, we're not. That's not good. And he just said it as if toxic was like the new beautiful love. Like he just was like, we're gonna be so toxic. And I'm just like, I don't want to be that. I'm not gonna be toxic with you. But you know, how did it end up? Toxic is, but he said that like it was a good thing. And I'm just like, I kept on telling him, stop saying that, because he would say it so much. Like here I go. We would be on the phone at night or whatever, and you know, just kikiing and talking, not kikiing, but you know, just pillow talking. That's the word, pillow talking. And I guess when he just like, I really like you, I'm feeling you, we got good energy, and he kept on saying, man, we're gonna be so toxic. And I'm like, why do you keep on saying that? He was just like, I just feel like we're gonna be so obsessed with each other, and I'm already feeling you. And I'm just like, oh, why does this man keep on saying these crazy words, you know? And I felt like that should have been the time I ran. But who literally thought he would be talking about you be really gonna be toxic? Like, I'm like, what? No, we're not gonna be toxic. I don't want to be toxic. Absolutely not. So get that out of your vocabulary. And if you was toxic before with your last, you need to leave that with her, because that's not what we're gonna be. Even though, you know, I probably was toxic in the past, but not knowingly. Not, the goal was not to be toxic, you know, like who says that? So that's red flag number 1. Just sit with that. Who says that? It's a grown ass, as a grown man, a grown, like why is that the goal, to be toxic? Like why do you feel like toxic is a good thing? It's not. It's not for me. Okay, so I would say the next red flag was wanting to talk all the time. Remember in the last video I said I wanted someone to check for me. I wanted someone to like, I was wanting that. I wanted that person to like check on me. Did you eat? How was your day? That's what I wanted. But then with this person, he wanted to talk all the time. And I didn't speak up and say this is too much, because I was enjoying it. It's like, girl, you asked for this. Now it's too much. So I embraced it. Like, I'm talking about in the morning. I'm the type of person in the morning, I'm listening to gospel. I'm listening to scripture. I'm getting my mind right. I'm not talking. Like, that goes the same for after work. I talk to my mother when I get for work, but then I cut it off because I just want time to decompress, and I want time to like get my mind right before going to work. Especially the mornings I don't have my son. Like, I don't have to do this, do that. The days by myself in the morning, I just like to get dressed, and I don't say a word sometime until I got to answer that first phone call at work. So it was to the point that I go from I'm used to not talking at all to talking to a person as soon as I wake up. Like, as soon as I get inside the car, I head to work. Instead of turning on my gospel, I am having to use my voice and speak to someone else. And it was always good energy in the morning at the beginning. Like, it was always good energy. So it really didn't mess up my energy. It actually started to make my day even better because I had someone to like talk to, and like it was good energy. It was new. So I was okay with it. But then at the same time, it was every morning on the way to work. Then it was my whole entire break for an hour. Then it was after work, as soon as I clock out, talking to the point I wasn't even talking to my mother after work anymore. I was talking to this person after work, and then whether I got baby boy, like I had a space to just be by myself and not talk to him because I had, you know, let me get my son together, da, da, da. Those are the times I didn't talk to him. But then when it was like, you out the shower, is he asleep, da, 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 you in the bed, we talking again. And like I said, at the beginning, it was like, okay, fresh. But when it gets to like, okay, life is life. And like, I had a long day. I don't feel like talking, you know, like, I just want to just be quiet. It started to get like, ugh. And looking back, it's like, it was like trying to consume my time, you know, like, I'm not letting you talk to nobody else. I'm like, don't talk to nobody else. All you need to do is talk to me. You know, if you're not dealing with your son or taking care of anything else outside of me, you need to be talking to me. And so, but I continue to, you know, talk and talk and talk even when I didn't want to. But that was a red flag because it's like, why you want to talk to me so much? Like, of course, the first month or two, we had so much to talk about. It was cool, but it's just like, okay, like, we just on the phone, just be on the phone. Like, why, what? What? But it's like, okay, I guess it's still cute that we talk all day long. Like, okay, so that was the second red flag. Like I said, I'm trying to get outside the door. So we're going to keep this moving. We're going to keep it moving outside the door. Why you want to talk to me all day? But I was feeling it at the time. When it was good, it was good. So yeah. Previously, I think I mentioned that this was a long distance situation. Not really far, not hours and hours away, but it was a couple of hours away. That it wasn't like no hop skipping, like meet me here. It was like you had to plan to meet up, or you come here, da da da. So that was my biggest fear. You know, like when I met him, I was just like, you long distance. Like, I'm really not trying to do that. And in the beginning, he was just like, you know, it can work. It's not that far. Like, you wouldn't even notice that I don't even live there because I'm going to be there all the time. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what about the days I had a rough day and I just need my booty rubbed? Like, I need to be in your presence. He's like, I'm there. Boom, blah. But I always made sure not made sure, but I also, like, he knew that I was kind of wary about the long distance. I wasn't the happiest about long distance. So that also made me, like, take my time mentally. Like, I was trying to take my time mentally, even though physically and, like, not physically, but, like, we were talking so much. Still, I was trying to, like, not catch feelings. Because it's like, I wasn't even sure if I could do this long distance thing. And I vocalized it one night. And I was just like, you know, I really like you, but I'm like, this long distance, like, I'm scared. Like, I am scared of this long distance. And the red flag is when he flipped. Like, I wouldn't say flip, but this is the first time I was just like, ooh. I don't know if I like that response, but basically, he was just like, I mean, what you want to do? Like, I don't want to waste no time. If you ain't going to do this, you ain't going to do this. Like, basically, like, okay, come on. Like, what you want to do? You want to talk to me or not? And I'm just like, whoop, whoop. And I wasn't like, I don't know if I could do that. I was just like, you know, I really like you. And I'm just like, I just needed reassurance. That's what I needed. That's what I was expecting. I really expected him to be like, we vibing. I have good intentions. I'm very intentional. You know, like, I'm in this and you don't got to worry about nothing. I really needed reassurance in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, but instead, I got the opposite. And I was just like, whoa. you know, and that was our first little bicker, you know, and this is the point that we didn't even see each other. So it's like, I'm really liking this person. I ain't see you yet. So I'm like, I'm scared. I like you. I ain't see you yet. So yeah, the distance is worrying me. And I just need a little reassurance. And he did not give me that. He gave me like, throw the towel in. Like, okay, what's up? What you want to do? I'm like, oh, okay. So that was like, not gonna lie, the next day was kind of like, I don't know, like energy was kind of the next one I really didn't talk to him, like energy was kind of different. And yeah, that was the first time, and I was like, oh, he's a cuckoo bird. But like in that moment, I'm gonna keep on saying in that moment, because I'm be trying to keep how I feel now and what I know now out of it. But in that moment, I was uneasy and I did not like how he responded to me. But again, it was very fresh and I did have a lot of feelings for him. I was like, I like this man. So I'm gonna say it's a green flag. So that was red flag number 3. Yeah. I probably skipped a few red flags. If I think about the red flags that I skipped, because I'm sure it's plenty that I skipped that should be red flags. But we gonna push through to the next red flag. I would say the next red flag was, okay, let's start here. When I was a little younger, I felt like I didn't vocalize when I felt the way about something or whatever the case may be. But my last relationship, I just learned to vocalize, because it's like, if you don't tell how you feel, you gonna bottle that up and feel horrible. So, you know, I'm thinking, I can let you know when I do not like something. And I found out very quickly he ain't liked it. He didn't like to know how I felt. And so we're gonna get to the part that I finally met him. It was great, good bliss, like it felt like I knew him forever. But then in that same breath, once I told him I wasn't feeling something, it wasn't like I ain't like that. It was just like a subtle, like, you know, you on the phone, like we at dinner, like you on your phone. You know, and it's just like a little joke, like, dang, like, I got work, I mean, like, totally, like, was irritated that I'm calling you out about being rude while we at a dinner table. Like, come on now, you getting a little too comfortable now. It's too early to get comfortable. And I'm talking, and I still use the word flip because it was just like, he was calm, and then the moment, it's like a trigger. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you that upset? Because it's not like I was just like, put your phone down. It was just like, hey, like, hey, I'm here, you know? And it was just like, always goes, my work, you know, I'm constantly on call, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, blah, whatever. Don't want to hear it. Heard it all before. Don't want to hear it. Like, I don't care. But like I said, like, my energy wasn't like pestering. It was just like a cute little subtle bringing it up. But the response was not necessary. It was just like a flip. Like, ugh. Like, I literally was like, ew. Like, okay. And then it's like, it literally, like, he was like twitching. Like, he was just like kind of snapping on the low. I'm like, ooh. So after that, like, seeing him and just seeing the energy shift, I'm like, I don't know about this one. So that was my first time calling myself cutting him off. You know, we got past the love bomb stage, oh, goo, 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 and then the fog and the dust start clearing. It's like, I'm starting to, like, not like you. Like, I don't know if you are sane. I'm starting to like, I'm starting to, like, pull back. I'm like, so this is my first time cutting him off. Cut off number 1. Those are red flags that I was like, all right, enough. Enough is enough. I don't know if I like you like I thought I liked you, you know? And then after the first cut off, shortly after, like, it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Like, I've been known to be too soft and let things slide too much. Okay, let me toughen up. I toughen up, and it's just like, you too hard. You need to loosen up. You know, so it was one of them situations. After I first cut him off, I was hearing things like, you know, maybe you know, overthought. I was overthinking. I overreacted. And internally, I felt like, no, in that I was the only person there, and I felt how I felt. And I'm talking about how I feel now. But even in the moment, I'm like, nah, y'all, like, I feel like y'all weren't there. And they were like, you know, from the past, you're known to overthink. You're Virgo. You're Virgoing. They basically told me I was Virgoing and I was overthinking. But in the moment, I'm just like, all right, I don't think I'm overthinking, but let me go ahead and just have a conversation and give it another go. So that's what I did. But this gave him the opportunity to have the upper hand, like really have stuff to go in his control, like, because I was apologizing or like maybe I was overthinking, and he was like going with it because that was his whole narrative. Like, you're just thinking too much, you're overthinking, you're being sensitive. Remember, y'all. Remember what I said. Remember all these red flags, and remember what I said he just said. Like, he loved it. He ate it up. He ate it up, and I was just like, in the back of my head, I was like, boy, no, I wasn't overreacting. But my mouth, I was like, okay, I'm going to let him have it. And I was just like, I think you still kind of throw it off. Like, I really think you kind of crazy still. So whatever, I'm gonna let you have it, because majority of my people are saying, no, Kara, just maybe you just went a little too hard, you know? And I'm not mad at the people that told me that, because it's like, sometimes you just gotta like go with how you feeling. That's why you shouldn't ask opinions and ask outside people, because they're not in the situation. They're gonna think differently. But you know how you felt. I know how I felt, and I did not like the situation, but I put myself back in the situation even though I did not feel it. I just wasn't feeling him like I was before, and tried to get back where we were. So I was like, all right, I cut you off, but maybe I like did too much, and now let me get you back. Yeah, that's what I did. And boy, do I regret that. Boy, do I regret that. Oh, child. Why? You crazy. He was crazy. Another thing I would say is a red flag, but at the same time, I don't want to say it's a red flag, because I don't judge people off their past traumas, because I have past traumas and I feel like I'm a pretty great girl. I'm really, you know, but that's my own doing. I feel like I've did the therapy, I've done the work to get where I'm at. So I didn't want to judge him off of his past traumas that he did tell me about. That could be a red flag, but I would say the red flag is not his traumas. The red flag is if he did not speak of any healing or anything he's done to get past with his childhood or what he's been through. So that's the red flag. I wouldn't say his past, his grown, like his childhood is the red flag. I would say he ain't say nothing about what he's done to get past those traumas. So I feel like that's the red flag that I missed. That is like, yeah, you've been through all of that, you had a hard life, but you ain't spoke about nothing in your new life. You just felt like, I feel like he just was like, I grew up, I got out of that environment, and now I'm in a different space. Like, I'm living somewhere else. I took myself out of that environment. But just because you took yourself out of the environment, you still have to do the work. You still have to unlearn some things, figure out some things, you know. And I feel like we were in different spaces with that. Like, I feel like I was more conscious. I was really more like thinking in a different headspace than he was. Like, I was thinking from like a healed perspective versus he was in his still hurt, but I'm covering up, and because I'm living a better life as far as financially and not in the same state and not around the same people, so I'm a better person. And it's like, yeah, you're in a better space, but internally he was dealing with some things that I don't think he recognized that he needed it to resolve. And now I recognize that that played a big role in, you know, our demise. And I feel like it's going to play a big role in any relationship that he may encounter and that he's encountered in the past, because I don't feel like it was just a just me thing. I don't feel like I wasn't the only one he's treated the way he treated me. I feel like it really had to do with him being unstable emotionally, and then it caused me to be unstable emotionally, because like I said before, I was on my journey to like my spirituality and everything, and I felt like I was all the way like together, but I was still growing. So meeting someone that's so unstable and he doesn't even realize, like, he looks stable, but when you dig deeper, when you get in relationships and, you know, speak to people that challenge you, you realize things. So he made me realize that I was not as stable yet as I needed to be to be in a relationship with a particular like him in particular, because he was not stable. So emotionally he was like this, and emotionally he made me like this, because it was like, you got some stuff that you are putting on me. But like I said, I ain't gonna make this long. I think the red flags for the first quarter, because this was a whole journey. So the first chapter, those are the red flags, but of course there was many more red flags that, girl, why are you still here? Why are you still talking to this man? It was plenty of more cutoffs that took place. But yeah, I feel like y'all tell me how y'all feel about those red flags. Have y'all experienced those red flags? Were those red flags? Were they green flags? No, you can't tell me they're green flags. They were definitely piping red, hot, like fire flags. I feel like I'm missing so many red flags, and if I have missed and think about it later, but these are the ones that stuck out to me the most. Like, these are the ones that were very triggering. I feel like that really showed the beginning of some unhealthy situations. You know, it's all gonna make sense when I get down the line and tell y'all more about this story, that you'll understand why these red flags were big and present, because they get bigger and bigger and bigger as the plot thickens. Like, it gets real foggy, y'all. So yes, we are done with this. We going outside. Hey. But yeah, I feel like I kept that short and cute, and this video probably still gonna be 45 plus. I don't know, because I feel like I'm running my mouth, but I feel like that was enough. I feel like I done talked about that. Now I can just go outside and forget about all of that, and then remember it again when I gotta tell y'all in the next video. But for right now, we done with this. We ain't talking about that right now. So yes, I hope y'all enjoyed. Please engage, comment, tell me y'all opinions, tell me if y'all been through it, tell me y'all red flags that y'all overlooked, and like, come on, give it to me, you know? So yes, I would say I enjoyed this video. I mean, I really enjoy just being in this headspace and be able to talk to y'all without like no. So I really enjoyed this video. I did, because it's like empowering. Like, I could really talk about this craziness that I've got over. And so yeah, make sure y'all tell a friend to tell a friend. We are going up. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I hope to see y'all in the next video. Love y'all. Bye.